In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at the rendered files. Now I'm going to go to my folder where I've got my files here, and you'll see that I have a preview files folder, and currently there's the preview folder there. There's nothing in there at all. Now I'm going to make my preview files for my timeline, but I'm going to take a look at the timeline and just make it a little bit smaller at first, because right now I have my work area existing the entire length, and I'm going to drag the end of my work area so it snaps to just, let's say, 2 video clips wide. Now if I look at this, I actually have 3 different parts to this. I have the first clip, then I have a transition, the cross dissolve, and then it has the end of the second clip. And that's kind of important because it'll actually make a new file for that cross dissolve, so that I have a total of 3 different preview files when I create this. Anyway, let's go to sequence, and you'll notice you have render effects in the work area or render the entire work area. I'm going to go ahead and choose the render effects in the work area because that's the default. So when you press the enter key, it does the exact same thing. And you'll notice that it'll start to render my previews, and when one preview is done it'll turn green, which indicates that area has been rendered. Now what a preview does is that now when I watch my timeline, instead of it trying to do the effects and whatever else I have in real time, it'll actually just pull from that external preview video for showing me what that video looks like. So now when the timeline plays, what I'm actually watching here is the video itself rather than the effects applied in real time. And when I go to the folder, you'll see that I have my 3 rendered files. And notice that one is 15 megs, the other one is 15 megs, and the other is 3 megs. So I'm pretty sure that this rendered file, which is only 3.5 megs, is going to be the actual preview. So let me go to the Windows Media Player, might play better. And there is just that little transition that I have rendered as a video. Now if I decide to change something about one of these effects, such as change the length of the effect, you'll notice that it does show that that area is red again, which means it needs to be re-rendered. I'll hit the enter key and it will create the new previews for me. And often what it will do, let me go ahead and stop that with the spacebar, is create a new file. So there's the new file, which is 5 megs instead of 3 megs. It means this rendered file is no longer being used. So you just need to be aware that when you create preview files, it does tend to add up a lot of file size to whatever the folder is for this document. And that's one of the reasons you don't typically want to work off of USB drives, because number one, it adds a lot of information to your USB drive, or like your flash drive, but also since it's trying to pull this video from that USB drive in real time, 15 megs or even larger files that you'll be pulling off won't happen very quickly off of your flash drive, and it'll tend to make your Premiere run a little bit slow. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is save this document, and I'm going to close the document. And the reason why, let me go ahead and go to that folder. I'm going to remove my rendered files, come back to Premiere and open up the project again, and let's see what happens. It's actually going to come up with a warning here that says, where is the file rendered blah 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 blah. So be aware that anytime you have missing preview files, it's not a big deal. Just hit skip all and make sure that it's not missing real footage files, but I can use skip or skip all, and you'll notice that my timeline, when it appears, will show me that those items are no longer rendered, and of course I would hit the enter key now and it would make those preview files for me again if I needed. So it's not crucial if we've lost our preview files, but it is a nice thing to have because the preview files will enable you to have a higher quality view of your timeline when you watch it in your program window. And I think that's it. Go on to the next tutorial.